Imagine living in a time when there were no airplanes, no modern science, no advanced machines. And yet, one man was already designing things that the world wouldn't build for another 500 years. That man was Leonardo da Vinci. Most people only know him as the artist who painted the famous Mona Lisa. But Leonardo was far more than just a painter. He was a genius who seemed like he belonged in the future. A mind ahead of time. Leonardo was born in 1452 in a small village in Italy. He didn't come from a rich royal family. In fact, he didn't even receive a proper formal education. But his curiosity was unstoppable. He wanted to understand everything: how birds fly, how the human body works, how machines move, how nature creates beauty. His brain was like a universe of endless questions. The man who wrote in code. Here's something most people don't know. Leonardo used to write his notes in mirror writing. That means his writing was backwards, and you could only read it properly using a mirror. Some believe he did this to keep his ideas secret. Others say it was simply easier because he was left-handed. Either way, it made him even more mysterious. The first dream of flying, Leonardo was obsessed with flight. He watched birds for hours, sketching their wings, studying how they moved through the air, and then he designed flying machines. Yes, in the 1400s. He created drawings of something like a helicopter called the aerial screw. He even designed gliders, hundreds of years before airplanes were real. A robot before robots existed. This will blow your mind. Leonardo designed one of the first humanoid robots ever imagined, a mechanical knight that could sit, stand, and move its arms. In the 15th century, he wasn't just thinking like an artist. He was thinking like an engineer of the modern world. The secret anatomist, Leonardo's drawings of the human body were so perfect that doctors today still admire them. But how did he understand anatomy so deeply? Because he secretly dissected dead bodies. At that time, it was forbidden and dangerous. But Leonardo wanted knowledge more than fear. He studied muscles, bones, organs, and created medical sketches that were centuries ahead of science. The perfectionist who never finished. Here's another surprising fact. Leonardo didn't complete many paintings, not because he was lazy, but because his mind was always racing toward the next idea. He would start something, then suddenly become fascinated by a new invention or scientific mystery. He was a perfectionist. He wanted everything to be flawless. That's why the Mona Lisa took years and still feels alive today. Leonardo's true legacy. Leonardo da Vinci wasn't just a painter. He was a scientist, an inventor, an engineer, a dreamer, a man who proved that imagination has no limits. Even after 500 years, the world still studies his mind, because Leonardo wasn't living in his century. He was living far ahead of it.